Oh, Jesus Christ, family. We are about to go in. Yo, so what's good, everyone? We about to go in today. We're going to talk about something near and dear to my heart. This is going to be the first episode of a new series. Haven't really named it yet, but all I know is that it's going to be surrounded around anime. Yeah, ooh, anime, ooh. I'm sick and tired of the disrespect that I get and anime gets in North America, and I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change that with this. So please lend me your time. You found this video. Don't click away. Just give me to the end of the video to try to convince you and let you see what the difference is with anime versus the Western Hollywood North American media that you're used to, and we'll go from there. All right, let's do this. I understand why you might find anime weird. Anime's been completely butchered by Western media. I know there are a lot of adaptations that are kind of not the greatest representation of what anime is. To name a few, like, Dragon Ball Z Evolution versus like the real the anime Dragon Ball Z. And even on Netflix, I know that there's a couple Netflix specials, such as Death Note, that really changes up the story a bit. So I wouldn't even recommend checking that, just because from what I hear, reviews online, and trailers that I've seen, they just seem completely different from what I know those animes to be. So yeah, like, off of that, don't even check those out. But because you're surrounded as a North American Western person, you're surrounded by those understanding of what anime is. I get it. I understand why you may find that anime is weird, kind of waste of time, it's for kids. And I want to start off by just saying that, just to help you kind of dispel that notion of that anime is kind of freaky, it's weird, it's dumb, it's shitty, because it definitely isn't. And I'm gonna break it down into 3 parts and let you know why it isn't. Alright, cool. So the first thing that I really need to emphasize is that you cannot look at anime as a genre. It should be looked at as a medium. That's a huge distinction. Here's what I mean. So I always hear that,
oh dude, like, anime, isn't that like for kids? It's like a cartoon, right?
hell no, it's not a cartoon, bruh. I understand where you're coming from. It looks very similar. They're both kind of like, it's not real people, it's animated. But just because it's similar to a cartoon doesn't mean you can look at it as a cartoon. Anime isn't a genre. It's not just for kids. There are different genres in anime. It should be seen more as a medium. So a way to consume the media. So you know how a lot of movies come from books? So there's like Harry Potter is a really good example. In Harry Potter, obviously J.K. Rowling, you have the books first, and then those got turned into crazy movies. Star Wars is another huge one. There's a comic for Star Wars. There's movies. There's a TV show. Do you see how those things are treated separately? And that's kind of how you should be treating anime too. It's not something that's, for kids. It's a way to consume the media. It's something that should be seen as just like an art form to appreciate the story, not something to expect. When I watch anime, I can only see a cartoon, it's like only for kids. And I get it, because a lot of the stuff you grow up with, like Pokemon, Digimon, all those things, you see that's targeted at a younger audience, and that's just a different genre that was brought over when I was a kid. So that's what I'm familiar with, and what I until recently grew up thinking that's what that was. It's more of a medium, not a genre. Boom, out your head. Another big one is,
Yeah, dude, like, I don't want to watch anime because there's like subtitles. I don't want to read, I just want to pop it in and just listen.
bro, read. How hard is it to read? You're gonna tell me that you're gonna shut off this beautiful, like, art form that is anime, or even like other foreign films, because It's not English? Bruh, it's 2018, bro. There's a world outside of North America, English-speaking North America, that create art and other things too. So that's not a good excuse, man. That's not a good excuse. Even if it is, a lot of popular anime that you want to check out, and say you're really, really, really against subtitles, you can listen to dub versions. What that means is there's an English voiceover and the character is actually speaking English, so it's not Japanese. There's no subtitles, you don't have to read. A lot of popular ones that I grew up with, like Dragon Ball Z, Full Metal Alchemist, Naruto, they're all available in dubbed versions. I actually prefer those three specifically. I actually prefer Dragon Ball Z in English. I can't take the Japanese one. I've tried watching it, and the voice actor that plays Goku specifically, I think it's a girl that plays Goku, and like kudos to her, because obviously people grew up with it, but I'm just really not used to, like, I can't hear my Kamehameha in like a F sharp, bro. Like, it's too high. I can't deal. So you need to check if you really don't want to read subtitles. Even though I think it's not a big deal, there's also dub versions, so maybe you want to get your foot wet through that. And the most important part I'm about to go into.
Say, okay, fine, dude, I get it. It's a medium, not a genre. It's not only for kids. Okay, fine, I'll read the subtitles, whatever. But can you tell me, like, what's the biggest difference when it comes to Western media versus anime? Tell me that, bitch.
Well, bitch, I'll fucking tell you. From my year deep dive in anime, what I found that was the biggest difference between shows that I see in Western media versus shows that I see in anime is just that there's a lot of character development. Like, a lot of stories in animes, they spend so much fucking time on each individual character, usually, that you just end up falling in love with the characters and you get so much more invested into the show. For example, like a Western show that does that really, really well is Game of Thrones. Like, that's a really popular show right now. Everyone loves it, and I think a big part of that is because although the story is super interested, you're like, oh, who's gonna win? Who's gonna fucking kill who this episode? What's going on? You also know a lot about each character's motivations, their backstories, and what is going on in their lives. So in anime, in some, usually, even if a character is only going to be there for 1 or 2 episodes, they will fucking deep dive the shit out of what their backstory is, and you end up falling in love with that specific arc of the story, and it just really, really, really is something that I haven't found in a lot of Western media. I think, aside from a lot of Western media and Hollywood movies, or even TV shows, they only focus really on the main character. They'll do a little bit of, like, oh, you'll see how, like, Becky, like, the side supporting characters do their thing, but more often than not, you only really focus on the main character. You know what there is, what the main goal is, and you don't really notice anyone else. So that's another big thing. I think anime is worth checking out just to experience the feels, and just being able to really bond and make some new friends off these characters, because you really understand them. So yeah, those are my 3 big points on why you should watch anime. It's not something that you think should be just for kids. It's really, you should see it as more of a medium, a way to consume the artwork. If subtitles is your only excuse of not watching anime, there's so many popular ones out there that are dubbed that you can check out. And 3, I think the character development is phenomenal and something you don't always get in Western media. So yeah, that's gonna be the first episode of this series. I'm gonna make more as I see how this gets received. I definitely want to dive more into the different genres inside anime, so to help you, if you're new, to find what you like. I also want to make a video making some recommendations for people that don't know much about anime. But yeah, please like the video, share it with people that you think, if this convinced you to check out anime, please share it. If you know someone that is very against watching anime, share that with them. Hopefully this changes their mind. And I also want you to comment below, see if you let me, I'd like to know what you guys are watching. What should I be looking out for? Again, I've really only dove back in anime in a year. I went off on it, but I'm still pretty new, so I'd like to hear what the shit you're watching. So yeah, bro, no more dissing anime. I'm sick and tired of it. Alright, see you guys next time. Peace! Ooh.